Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Erndales. My name is Dale, and this is my channel, Erndales. If you haven't been here before with me, I welcome you, and I hope you enjoy my little video. So today I'm going to just go through a few things that I've been working on, and then at the end of this video, I'll put a little clip that I took a few days ago in my garden. I haven't actually been out there for about 3 days now. We've had a lot of rain and everything is going crazy wild, and grass is growing and the mosquitoes are biting. So I haven't been out there. I'm hoping to get out maybe later today, but it's really, really hot here. Excuse me 1 minute. Should have some water. It's really hot out there. It's been very humid. We've had a lot of storms and stuff. So it's not something that I like to be outside in because I have a bit of asthma and I get the coughs like I just did. So I'll show you what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of knitting. Well, not a lot, but I have been back to knitting a little bit. I've been doing some cross stitching. Oh, and I forgot to bring, I'll have to take you over there, show you my other projects that I'm working on over in the sewing area. But right now I'm sitting up in my studio in my little corner here. You used to see this bookcase from a different view, but I've changed things around again, like I always do. So knitting. Okay, so I started a pair of socks. Before Christmas last year, I went sock crazy knitting, and I think I kind of overdid it with the socks. So I actually haven't picked up a pair of socks to knit since then, and I'm thinking about Christmas again. Believe it or not, I like to give socks for Christmas, and so I thought, well, I'm going to start on my list. So this is what I've been knitting. This is these are the pair that I'm working on now. Just a rib top, plain bottom. This is a really nice yarn. It's actually not wool. It's Mary Maxim's Elements. And you can't even get it anymore on Mary Maxim. I've tried it, but it's actually a DK weight. So it's making a heavier sock, but it's actually quite nice because this is going to be for somebody, an elderly sister-in-law of mine who lives in the Yukon. So it'll be nice and warm for her. And the pattern that I'm using is actually the pattern that I think actually went along with this yarn. And it's just this one here. So those are whipping up really nice. This is my first sock, so I've got another one to do. And if you no, never mind that. That was a different pot. So one pair of socks on the go. I have another, I've got actually 4 balls of this yarn, and so I think what I'm going to do, I've got another pattern that I knit, my favorite knitting pattern. It's Cynthia's Smorgasbord sock, and I have pictures of it in one of my videos. I'll try and find it. But it's every section of the sock is a different pattern, so it sort of looks like what would you call it, like a sampler sock actually, when you get all the different patterns on it. And I think these colors actually would do it some good because you can really see how it picks up the ribbing really nice on here. So I'm thinking about doing that. I've only ever done that one sock in a plain color so that you do see the sections of it. So yeah, pair of socks. And then I'm gonna ask a little bit of a question. This looks kind of weird, doesn't it? I started the horse pattern from Arne & Carlos. This one here. And has anybody made this? Because I'm having a problem with this. And I don't know if it's a language thing in how they've, how they have changed the wording, from Norwegian to English, but there's one part. These are the 2 legs. They're both done on separate needles, and now I'm supposed to put them together on one needle. I get that, and I've counted, but the stitch count doesn't add up to what the pattern says in how they say to do it. So I'm a bit stumped, but I'm going to keep going with it because I'm making this for a little guy. Kind of cute, isn't it? And I'm just using leftover sock yarn. Like, it's going to be multicolored. This is just the front legs and the feet, but there will be other colors to it. So it's a very nice, fun knit, but I just have to figure out this one little part that got me stumped. And I'll read it to you, actually. It says, leave the 8 stitches you worked back and forth on needles while you pick up 2 stitches on each side of the knitting, using nearest needle on each side. I sort of get that. And then you do the second leg, which I've already done, on a different set of DPNs. And it says, cut yarn and arrange stitches of both legs on DPN, aligning the 8 stitches worked back and forth on each leg. But there isn't 8 stitches. When you add the 2 stitches, like it says on either side, you have a lot more than 8 stitches. So I don't know what 8 stitches they're talking about, but I'll figure it out, hopefully. And then I'm just going to throw this on the floor. Hold on a second. Then I was looking for, I've mentioned before that there's 2 new babies in our family. My great niece on one side and great nephew on another side are having babies. Both of them are due in October. Well, we found out that one is a boy. So I decided that I wanted to knit something. And I found this pattern, again, Mary Maxim, which I use a lot of Mary Maxim because it is a Canadian company and I like to support Canadian companies, but also because I find that if I order yarns from Mary Maxim, shipping isn't crazy expensive because I'm not shipping from another country, and they often have really good sales on things. In fact, they just had all their yarn was on sale, and so I ordered sock yarn and I ordered this. So this is what I'm going to make. This is a baby sweater and cardigan. I mean, sweater and hat. And it's in sizes 6, 12, and 18 months. So I think I'm going to make the 12 months size. That will be really cute for a 1-year-old. Like when the baby's 1, it'll be in October. So that'll be really cute. And actually, I would have not have bought a kit, except that to buy the pattern and to buy the yarn separately was more expensive than to buy a kit. And they already had kits made up. So I just ordered the kit, and it came with the pattern and 3 skeins and a little project bag of sorts. But it's this yarn that I love this stuff. Look at it. I love this yarn. I wouldn't mind something made for myself out of this. It's great. And it's called Mary Maxim Artist Palette. It's a light weight. I would say it's DK. I don't think it's sport. But look at it. Isn't it beautiful? The coloring is just gorgeous on it. And it's not blowing out on the hair either. Well, maybe a little bit. There's a lot of teal in here. It's coming out maybe a little bit darker than it actually is. It's more like this strip right here. Anyway, yeah, so that's going to be, I'm going to do that for one of the babies. The other baby, they don't want to know what it is until it's born, so I guess they're going to have to wait to see what, if it's a boy maybe, or this would actually even work for a girl. The pink, blue, yellow thing really isn't all that popular anymore, I find, with baby stuff. So anyway, that's a project I'm really looking forward to. And I'm not going to start this right now because I'm going to save this for my recuperation after my big major surgery that I'm facing. This is what I'm going to be working on. I think it'll be a really nice project. It'll be something that won't be too much. It's an easy pattern, and I'll be thinking about the little baby as I'm getting myself better. So that's another project. Excuse me, I'm very heavy. The humidity is very heavy breathing. And then I've been doing some stitching. I've worked on my red work sampler a bit, but then I sort of got stuck. On my last video, I was telling you about the free, not, they weren't free, the, I forgot the name of the magazine now. There was a company, just hold on, sorry about that. It was The Gift of Stitching. They were an online cross-stitch magazine a few years ago, and they quit publication. And they were offering, when I made my video last time, they had offered Christmas, all the issues of the Christmas issues. I think it was for $7.99 or something like that. So I think it was 11 issues, so I bought that. I ordered it, and it was just a PDF download, so I got that, and it was great. And then the next day, I look, and up pops the same thing, but then they were offering all of their issues, 72 issues of this magazine, for $29. So, and that included the Christmas ones as well. So I emailed them, and I explained that I had just bought the Christmas ones the day before, but actually I wouldn't mind having all 72. Could they do something for me? So they did. They gave me the rest of the whole set for the same price. Like, they deducted what I've already paid, and then I just paid the balance. And so I have 72 issues of cross stitch magazines, and they're really good. They're wonderful. So I have been sort of going through them and picking out different things. I mean, it's a little bit mind-boggling because as you can see, I am not short of magazines and publications and stuff, of projects to do, but there was some different stuff in there that I really liked. There's a lot of samplers, and anyway, this pops up on Facebook, it popped up on Instagram. So if you're on any one of those things, check it out if you're interested in stitching. It's called The Gift of Stitching magazine, and I've seen it advertised all over the place. They still have the same deal. So I've been doing some stitching, and this is one of the things that I finished. This is going to be an ornament. This was from one of the issues, the Christmas issues. Isn't that not adorable? So this is going to be an ornament for a child, obviously. And then I did this one. I'm not crazy about it. I like it, but I don't like it. I'm going to redo this one a little bit different. I did not use the call for threads. I just used, you know, things that I had little pieces of. So it's cute, but I'm not sure. I'm not crazy about the colors. I don't think it's defining enough for the angel. Although when I look at it in my camera, my phone camera, it's actually looking pretty good. But I'm going to redo it. And I dyed some fabric, this color, and I'm going to do it on this. I'm working on another piece right now on this. I can't show it to you because it's not done and it won't look like anything, but I'll show it to you next time. But I dyed a great big piece of this, and I'm gonna do another angel one sitting on a moon on this. And I think I'm going to use maybe something with a lame in it to silver up the moon or gold up the moon. I haven't figured out which color I'm going to go with. And then I'm going to make the angel a little bit more bold. So we'll see how that one turns out. You won't believe what I dyed this with, and I don't know if I should tell you. I just, I wanted this color, and it's actually more turquoise that is coming out. I'm trying to see if I can get it to look like the color it really is. It's more turquoise than baby blue. And I didn't have any I've got beiges and browns and greens, but I didn't have any blues. So I had, I went on my shelf of acrylic paints, and I mixed up some colors, and then I diluted it with hot water, and then I soaked this in it, and actually it did a beautiful job. And you know what, sort of put a sizing to this now. This was really soft, and now it's kind of, it's really easy to stitch on. You don't need a hoop. It's not really hard or anything. Like it bends, it's beautiful, but it sort of put, like, you know, when you first get some materials, it has that sizing in it that it gives it a little bit of body. Well, that's how this is now, and I can stitch in hand, which I love to stitch in hand. I don't like using hoops and frames and stuff. Yeah, so that worked out really well. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, see, it is more turquoise. Anyway, I'm going to try the angel on a piece of this and see how that goes. And then we were in a little town next to us last week, and there's a little shop there that it's sort of a charity type shop. And every once in a while, when they get overloaded with books, they put a big card outside and they put books in it and they say free books. So I stopped, I was walking by and I stopped and I found this book. And, you know, I just had to bring it home because I need another book, like I need a hole in the head. It's all cross stitch, and there's some beautiful designs in here. This is a Leisure Arts publication, and the Leisure Arts publications have always had beautiful stuff in them. But it's full of smalls, which, well, could be smalls. I would use as smalls. Like, for instance, this Santa thing. I would just use the Santa faces as small ornaments. And here's some more. Really, I love the angels with snowballs. And I love this here. I don't know if you see. Well, here it is again on, hold on a second. Here it is again on the stocking. How come it's not turning out? There we go. This little scene here. I love that. That'd be really nice on this one, on an ornament. So yeah, it's full of beautiful things, and I think that I might make some of the things out of here for ornaments. There's an angel in here that's throwing a snowball. And it, I don't know, it just, I found it very different. I can't find it now. Anyway, a lovely book. I was very happy. For $1, I mean for free. I didn't spend anything on it, so that's good. And then I found another book, which, what did I do with it? Here it is. I'm unorganized. What else is new? I just started it. I haven't really gotten into it at all. It's a book, a reading book. The Dressmaker of Kahar Kahana. 5 sisters, one remarkable family, and the women who risk everything to keep them safe. It's a book about Afghanistan and women who sew. Have the women who had gone against their religion and the beliefs and what is expected of them, and started up tailoring shops and things like that. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting. So yeah, so now I have a book to read, and this will probably go with me to the hospital. So then I have also changed my whole idea about my little bag that I'm working on, my knitting bag. Remember, I was making all these different things to put on it and embellish. I scrapped that idea. I had put it together so that it was kind of not right. So I took it all apart. I unstitched what I had stitched. I had closed up the bottom. I opened that all up because I'm going to be able to put my hand behind there so that I can actually do some stitching. And I've changed my mind completely. What I want to do now is sort of what Kate has been doing on her coat. And I'm just going to stitch it. I don't even know that I'm going to add any kind of fabric to it. I think I'm just going to stitch everything on there, slow stitch it all. And I think I'm going to slow stitch it in white and blue. It's various colors of blue and white. I think I'm just going to stick with that palette, and I have some ideas of some things that I want to put on it. So I'm going to revamp that. I've already sort of started thinking about what I'm going to draw on there to, I'll put some words on too, but I think it's going to be more things that I love to do or things that mean a lot to me. So that's going to be my bag. And I haven't, because I tore it all apart, I sort of put it aside because I had other things to do, but I'm going to start drawing on it so that I can stitch on it when I get a moment, if anything like that ever happens. So I'm going to walk you around now, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And I'll take you over to the stitching table and show you the little piece that I am working on. That isn't going to look like anything to you, but I'll show you to you anyway. So let's go walk around the studio. So I've got a pile of mending to do. And last night I cut out a pair of, I had this stretchy material. Oh, I've had it for a long time. So I cut out a pair of pajama bottom shorts for when I'm in the hospital, new ones. I didn't know what else to make with them, and I thought, well, that's a good thing. I can just wear those underneath a hospital gown if I have to. And I've cleaned up a lot of stuff here. For right now, I put away any quilts that I was working on and stuff like that because I can't concentrate on anything like that at the moment. I've just sort of got overload going on in my brain. And I started this. I took an old curtain, and I'm making another curtain out of it. I put two together, and I'm making these. It's upside down. The puffs are going to go the other way. So this is going to go into the spare bedroom because the sun is just beating in there in the summertime, and I need something to kind of, I have a blind in there, a mini blind, but I need something else. So I'm just working on this. I've just got two more puffs to go. There's one here, and then there's one down there, and then it'll be ready to hang up. So I'm going to finish that this morning. It's just from an old drape that I had from our old house. So here's my jean purse. And if you remember, I had it sewn wrong. I had sewn it together this way. So I ripped that all out. I'm just going to make this smaller here. There we go. So I had sewn it together this way, and that's not the way I wanted it. So I ripped it all out, and now it's going to be sewn this way, like this. But I have this issue here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew on a piece here on top, and then I'm just going to start my needlework on top. And I'm just going to be, got shadows. I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to be doing stitching on here with thread, with blues and white thread. I'm going to fill it up with different stitching. Does this sort of look familiar? If you watch Kate's last video, you would have seen what she did with this. I'm going to do a patch. I think I might do a patch of that right here. The same thing that she did with the circles. I love that. I think it looked really, really pretty. And I think it would look really pretty if I just did it with white and blue thread here. So that's, I'm going to attach this using that method. So this is a whole blank canvas again. My other idea went out the door. I don't know why. It wasn't coming together the way I wanted it to, so I scrapped it. So that's going to be my knitting bag someday if I ever get going on it. And over here, somebody's cutting grass. Here's what I'm stitching on at the moment. Doesn't look like anything, but what it's going to be is this. And it's going to be for baby's first Christmas. It's a mom and a baby deer. This was out of this was out of justcrosstitch.com. This was a different one. But I've got a whole bunch of, you see all these papers? These are all smalls that I want to do. So this is where I've gotten so far. I'm not very far on this one. It's just been so hot up here that it's been very difficult to work. I have the window open right now, but I don't think it's going to be open for long. I think I'm going to have to go and turn the air conditioning on because it's just way too hot. So yeah, this is what I've been up to. So I'm trying to clean up things here and put things away because I'm not going to be able to do stairs after my surgery, and I won't be up here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take things that I think, that's why I'm taking sort of all these small projects that I just showed you. That's why I'm going to have all those little projects, and I'm going to take them all downstairs, as well as I'm going to be taking this bookcase with my sock yarns and things. These are just sock yarns, and that other part there, that's a project that I'm working on. So I'm going to take that downstairs, take my needles down, and I'll take down several cross stitch pictures or pieces that I'm working on, and then I can just be downstairs, not downstairs, but on the main floor, and work away and not have to worry about coming up here. And my computer, I'm going to leave it up here, but my husband has a laptop and we're getting a new one from our son. Not a new one, a hand-me-down from our son, so I'll be using that one. So now I'll just let you follow me through the garden. And this garden video was taken probably about 3 or 4 days. I have to go back out and check on that poppy that was just starting to open up. I really want to see what that poppy is because I don't remember planting it. So enjoy the walk through the garden. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now. First thing I do every morning when I come outside is I deadhead my pretty little pots. I have one here and I have one over there. Yeah, let's just do a small little garden tour. Here's my other one. I've yet to deadhead that one. It's going to be very hot today here. Yesterday it was crazy windy and hot. I see the wind has blown quite a few things down. My water bucket for one thing. So I gave up weeding in here yesterday because it was just way too warm for me. And I don't think I'm going to be out today either. It's supposed to be 35, 36 degrees Celsius, which is way too hot for me to be outside. So things are really growing nicely. Look at this, it's ready to pop. And when it is, I'm going to be taking lots of video of it because it is gorgeous. And I have this lily in several places around the property. My tulips are finally done. There's just a couple that are hanging on, but most of them, as you can see there, are finished. I put my trellis back up. I have sweet peas planted there. Yeah, everything has grown so well. Oh my, look at here. My first little. Isn't that beautiful? It's got lots of buds on it too. Shasta daisies are ready to pop as well. So in this corner I have yellow and white and blue at the back. That's a delphinium. And I think I also have, oh, here's purple sage. And then these poppies are, I don't know, I think that one up there, it sort of looks like it might be a pink one. I think this poppy's not something that I remember planting. Or maybe I planted it a couple of years ago, but with the drought it didn't show it didn't show up. I don't know. Here's one, a little poppy that came out. Oh, mosquitoes, excuse me. There's another little one way down in there. Yeah, this is going to be pretty. And over here, they gorgeous? Step back a bit. But the wind has knocked a few down, so I'm going to come and cut them and take them in. Columbines. And then I have a different columbine here. And yet another different one here. Columbines are funny. These kind here, I've seen them change colors depending on the weather. Like in a drought year, they're more this color. And this year, they're more of a salmon-y color. There's some more of those big lilies there. My little rose. My little Canadian, she's losing it, but it's got new buds. So, and I gave it a little dose of fertilizer yesterday, so hopefully it'll be all right. Some chamomile. Look at that. I let the chamomile grow wild now. I used to have a huge patch of it, but now I just have little pieces here and there. This back here, that's that Dame Rocket that I was telling you about. It's almost a weed here. And I'm not sure if it's a wildflower or not, but it is just beautiful. And it comes up wherever it comes up. I don't move it anymore, I just leave it alone. That is really grown. That's a digitalis, or a foxglove. And I had planted some that I grew in here, but I see that they have not materialized. There's a tomato plant. I have things tucked all over the place in here. So we'll go around here. There's a whole nest full of those gracklins. Those are babies. And they're quite silly. That might be the parents actually up there. But their babies are really awkward right now. I had them yesterday. They were all over here and they didn't know how to get away from me. And the parents were having a fit. I'm not going to harm your children. Yeah, here's some more columbines. I actually think that this color and this, see, this is much smaller. I think this is more of like the heritage variety, or maybe even the wildflower variety. I'm not sure. A little rose in there. It's really grown. And in here, I threw some seeds. These are, I actually threw them quite close together, didn't I? Those, I believe, are the purple Lawrence grape poppies. My little peony that I didn't even know was there. It's looking nice. And that over there, I just planted that 2 weeks ago. Everything's looking really great, and I'm getting bitten alive here. Delphiniums are starting to slowly form a flower head. The sweet peas. And I have a couple of popcorns coming through, not many. Oh my gosh, I'm getting bitten up. Let's go through here. This little garden. I actually planted a fern right there, but I bought two and neither one of them have done anything. They both died, so c'est la vie. Another tomato. Another Dame Rocket blown over. See, actually that shouldn't even be in there, but oh well. Now here's what I wanted to show you. Look at these beans. These are the purple pole beans, and they've really gone to town. They're very close to being able to be trained on this trellis. And on the other side there, those are morning glories. So within another couple of weeks, things will be climbing up here. My little vegetable garden. I'm in the, not a good time to take a thing, I guess, a picture. Yeah, it's not great. It's not horrible. It is what it is. Peppers, beans, kale, and I think that's Swiss chard on the other side of the kale. Hi, Robin. How are you? Hi. Robins are my friend. Broccoli, more beans. Oh, another robin. Oh, a baby. Oh, that was a baby robin. That's what she was doing here. 2 rows of beans, 2 rows of carrots, and 2 rows of beets. The cutworms have been deleting my beet row, the second one. If you have cutworms, you will find them along the edge of your garden, like along this grassy edge here. That's where your cutworms will be the most. So whatever you plant on the outside of your garden, on the outer perimeter, is what they're going to take. And I've put all kinds of companion planting in with my vegetables. Things that cutworms apparently do not like. Made no difference. They ate them too. They cut them down. And I'm quite sorry to say, but when I find a cutworm, I'm not very nice to it. A couple more tomatoes. There's some more of these lilies here. And another delphinium. These irises did nothing. I planted them last year. They haven't done a darn thing. My mint bed is starting to take off, which is good. I can harvest some mint pretty soon. And strawberries, kind of puny. I'm going to put some kind of a cage around them, and hopefully the birds won't get them before me. But they are blooming, but I don't think they're going to produce anything. This bed is progressing a bit. Shasta daisies, echinacea, roses. Oh, look, 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 look. Look who showed up. Oh, my beautiful black iris. Can you see that iris? I'm gonna have to come back out and take another picture for you when the sun's not on it fully. Oh, I love it. Look at the bud. Or another one. Aren't they beautiful? And they're so big. So glorious. Little mosquito. There, that may be better. Ah, very happy to see that. Daylilies. This is butterfly bush here. A sepia or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. And I'm going to have to go in because I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes. But this is the show stealer right here. I'll take another picture of it when it's a bit more shady. So thanks for joining me today. It's very hot out here, and I think that I'm just going to deadhead here a little bit. And I'm going to go in because, believe it or not, the mosquitoes are eating me alive, even in this heat. However, it's very humid, so that could be why. Apparently we're to get some severe storms tonight, which doesn't surprise me at all. Take care, everyone.